Today, I'm heading out on a Snæfellsnes Peninsula tour here in Iceland. We're going to explore some of the area's most famous highlights, from dramatic coastlines to stunning mountains. And I can't wait to show you everything along the way. Here I am, waiting at bus stop number 13 in Reykjavík. This one's right here on Storholt Street, ready to take me on an unforgettable journey to the Snæfellsnes Peninsula. Oh, here it is. My bus for today's journey. It's a sleek Mercedes van with a really nice interior. You can see the cool blue LED lights and the black leather seats. It's going to be a comfortable ride all the way to Snæfellsnes. After picking up the other passengers, we drive out of Reykjavík. Since the sun hasn't fully risen yet, there wasn't much to see at first, but slowly the horizon opened up. About an hour later, we arrived at our first stop in Borgarnes, a small coastal town known for its scenic views. It's the perfect place for a coffee and a quick bathroom break. This is a great spot to grab a drink, but I'd recommend stocking up on snacks in advance, as things can be quite expensive here. If you do need something though, there are plenty of options to choose from. After our morning coffee, we continued driving for about another hour until we reached a quiet rest stop near Lake Selvallavatn. Icelandic place names are actually really descriptive, and Selvallavatn is a great example. The name can be broken down into parts that roughly translate to lake by the mountain pasture plains. It's interesting because many places in Iceland are named this way based on the landscape and how the land was used for farming. So as we continue the journey, you'll start to notice these patterns everywhere. Back on the road, we continue towards the Snæfellsnes Peninsula. It's already bright now, so we can clearly see the landscape, coastline on one side and mountains on the other. We're driving into Grundarfjörður, a small fishing town by the sea. You can see the houses along the shore, and right behind them is the famous mountain. This is a small fishing town on the north coast of the peninsula, with only a few hundred residents. It's known for its strong connection to the sea, with fishing being the main industry for generations. The town is quiet and peaceful, surrounded by mountains and open water, and is also a great place to see the northern lights in winter thanks to its low light pollution. That's Kirkjufell. The name means church mountain because of its shape. It's also known from Game of Thrones, where it was shown as the Arrowhead Mountain in Scenes Beyond the Wall. It's one of the most photographed spots in Iceland. People used to climb it, but it's very steep and dangerous, so that's no longer allowed. So here they let us out for a walk to go around the two waterfalls and take the iconic picture of Kirkjufell. Kirkjufell was formed during the Ice Age. Back then, this whole area was covered by thick glaciers. As the ice slowly moved, it carved and shaped the land around it. The mountain we see today is what was left behind after the glaciers melted. Softer land around it was worn away, while the harder layers stayed, creating this steep and isolated shape. That's why it stands out so much on its own and looks so perfectly formed. The next destination on our tour is the famous black sand beach on the peninsula. On the way, we passed by Ingjaldshóll church, and we actually got really lucky. The sun came out and the view was amazing. This church is sometimes called the eye test church because a photo of it is often used in eye exam machines. A lot of people recognize it without even realizing why. On the way, we made a quick restroom stop at the National Park Center in Hellissandur. Apparently there are many hiking trails around this area, so it's also a good starting point if you want to explore the park on foot. As we continue driving, you can see these huge lava fields covered in thick green moss. Over time, after volcanic eruptions, the bare lava slowly starts to break down, and moss is usually one of the first things to grow on it. It can take many years, sometimes even decades, for it to fully cover the rocks. When the sun comes out, the moss turns this really bright, almost glowing green, and it makes the whole landscape look so soft and peaceful. It might look sturdy, but it's actually very delicate, and here in Iceland it's protected, so you should always avoid stepping on it. We've arrived at Djúpalónssandur. From here, you can see the Snæfellsnes glacier in the distance, and you can really hear how windy it is. To reach the beach, we walk downhill a short distance. There's a paved path leading down, so it's easy to get all the way to the black sand. Once we reach the beach, you'll notice 4 large lifting stones scattered around. These stones were used for centuries by local fishermen to test their strength before heading out to sea. Each stone has a different weight, ranging from about 23 to 154 kilograms, and lifting them was a way to prove you were strong enough for the tough work on the ocean. Today, they're still here, and visitors love trying to lift them, though some are very heavy. As we walk further along the beach, pieces of metal start to appear scattered across the black sand. These are the remains of the Epstein shipwreck, a fishing trawler that ran aground here many years ago. Tragically, 14 crew members lost their lives in the storm, and the wreck still stands as a silent reminder of how dangerous the sea can be. The rusted metal and scattered debris give the beach an eerie, unforgettable atmosphere. Zooming in on these pebbles, you can see how smooth and round they are. Over many years, the waves of the Atlantic Ocean slowly wore down larger rocks, grinding them into these perfect little shapes. Walking on them is oddly satisfying, and you can hear the gentle crunch under your feet as you move along the beach. Looking out at the Atlantic Ocean, you can see the waves constantly rolling onto the shore. The water is powerful and cold, shaping the beach and the landscape over time. It's both beautiful and a little intimidating, a reminder of how strong nature can be here in Iceland. On the way back, you can take a steeper path up the hill. There are quite a few sharp rocks along the way, so you do need to be careful where you step. From up here, you get a full view of the whole beach. It's incredibly beautiful, but at the same time, you can really feel how powerful and dangerous this place is. On the way to our next stop, it's hard not to just look out the window and take it all in. The landscapes here are constantly changing, and every view feels just as impressive as the last. Here in Arnarstapi, we'll be walking along the cliffs together with the ocean right beside us. It's a great way to take in the fresh sea air and enjoy the views along the coast. That triangle-shaped mountain you can see is Snæfellsnes. It's not very tall, but its sharp, pyramid-like shape really makes it stand out in the landscape, especially from here along the coast. Here we have the famous cliff Gatklettur, with its perfect circular hole in the middle. This natural arch was carved over thousands of years by the waves and wind, and it really stands out along the coastline. It's such a striking formation that it's one of the best spots for a picture. You can frame the ocean right through the arch, and it makes for an unforgettable view. That stone sculpture you see here in Arnarstapi represents Bardur Snæfellsnes, a legendary figure from Icelandic folklore. According to the old sagas, Bardur was part man and part giant, and people believed he lived in this area and later became a guardian spirit of the Snæfellsnes Peninsula. The sculpture was created by Icelandic artist Ragnar Kjartansson as a tribute to that story, and it stands here overlooking the sea as a symbol of local tradition and history. Búðakirkja, the famous black church, was originally built in 1703 and rebuilt in 1987 in the same traditional style. Its striking black color stands out against the surrounding lava fields, making it extremely photogenic. The location is very remote and peaceful, giving it a dramatic and almost magical atmosphere. Many visitors come here for photography, weddings, or just to experience the quiet beauty of the area. That was our last stop for sightseeing today. After seeing so many incredible places, we're definitely getting hungry. So now we're heading to a local farm for a late lunch and a taste of authentic Icelandic food. The food was all made right here on the farm, and after a long day exploring outside, it tasted even better. There's something special about enjoying a fresh, home-cooked meal surrounded by the Icelandic countryside. That's it. Our tour is almost finished and we're now heading back to Reykjavík. In total, the trip took about 11 hours, but with scenery and nature like this, the time really flew by. We were also really lucky with the weather today. There's a reason this peninsula is called Little Iceland. We saw it all: lava fields, waterfalls, mountains, and it was truly an amazing day. If you enjoyed following along, don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know if there's any other tour you would like to experience together.